What's up, everybody? I'm Sly The Movie Guy, and here's my movie review of Incredibles 2, directed once again by Brad Bird, voice cast starring Holly Hunter, Craig T. Nelson, Samuel Jackson, and the rest of the other cast and crew. And in this film, Helen is in the spotlight, leaving Bob with Violet and Dash to navigate the day-to-day heroics of normal life. It is a tough transition for everyone, made tougher by the fact that the family is still unaware of baby Jack Jack's emerging superpowers. When a new villain hatches a brilliant and dangerous plot, the family and Frozone must find a way to work together again, which is easier said than done, even when they're all incredible. I love the first Incredibles movie that came out in 2004. I love that film. I went to see it. I was so pumped. I was talking about it when I used to be in elementary school. I was like, oh my God, this is the best Pixar movie. And it was really good. I love that movie. It's one of my favorite Pixar movies with Toy Story, Monsters Inc., Finding Nemo, and Bug's Life. All those are like one of my favorite Pixar films. And if y'all haven't seen those films, please, I recommend you checking those out. Those are really good films. I really love those. So I was really looking for it. After I saw the first Incredibles movie, I was like, are we going to get a sequel? Because I was so pumped. I wanted to see a sequel so bad in the movie. And it took like 14 years. What was Pixar doing to us? They were giving us films that we did not need. We did not need the films. You don't know what I'm talking about. It was so painful to get through those years to get to this. To get to this movie, I went to the movie theaters and I left out really happy. This is one of the best movies in 2018. This is good. This is a good movie. And the things I like about this movie is it starts off like the first movie where the heroes are dangerous. They brung that back here in this movie. Now, that was going to be one of my issues going, because as the movie started like that in the beginning, I was like, are they going to do that again? They did it, but they did it in a unique way, because when as the film was going on, they showed more of the character. They showed the character of Helen as a hero. They showed her. In the first movie, it was about Bob. Now here is we get to see Helen part as Elastigirl again in this film, with her, seeing her story and background. We get to see her as a hero, what she's doing, what she's going through. We get to see that. We get to see where Bob's taking care of the kids. We get to see different characters. And this movie does that so well. And Brad Bird does good on writing the story and directing. It took a long time, so I guess he was trying to get the right pieces, and it pays off. Because we get to relate to Bob as a father. If you're fathers, you get to relate to that more in this film. You get to relate more about him as he's taking care of kids. If you're a father, you know how it is that you're trying to take care of kids and the mom is away. You get to know what's going on. And then you get to understand Violet. This movie does that, make you relate to each character in this film, like Violet. We get to relate to Violet. Like, if you're a teenage girl, you get to relate to Violet, what she's going through. And when she likes this boy she had a crush on. If you've seen the first film, she likes Tony. And you get to see that. And you're like, okay. And this movie really puts that smile on my face where I was like, wow, I liked it. Those are things I really liked about this movie. This movie does that well, where you get to like each character and you can actually feel for these characters. This movie had a lot of heart of showing that. And that really, it really hits the adults and kids. It hits all age groups. And it's not like it plays that kiddie fest a lot of times. It really doesn't. And I really like that about this movie. It does not go for that kiddie fest. And it does really well on that. Action is well done here. The action is, I say, it's a lot better than the first movie. The first movie had really good action, but here is really good here. I really love the action here. The action is like really good. And usually Pixar movies usually don't do a lot of action, but when they do action, it's a delightful joy where all family members can relate to it. And I like that. All the families can relate to this action on so many levels. The action is well done. You get to see where the kids do the action. You get to see Frozone. You get to see Elastigirl. Elastigirl action scenes were really good. and I really got a joy out of it. I love when the action comes from Jack Jack. Jack Jack. You're gonna have a joy if you haven't seen the film yet. Jack Jack does a lot of good, funny things in here, and a lot of good things here. Jack Jack really does steal the show here. I've heard a lot of buzz that Jack Jack does this and that on social medias. I didn't know I tried to stay away from it, but when I went to the film, he really does. Jack Jack does not let down this film. Jack Jack, oh my goodness, Jack Jack was so funny. There's some scenes I'm not going to spoil, but there's a couple scenes that Jack Jack really gives give you a laugh in this film. Belly aching. It's really funny. I really got a kick out of Jack Jack. I liked him in the first movie. The first movie, he does a little bit of stuff here. In this movie, they really flesh out Jack Jack a lot. I really liked it. If you have any toys, action figure you got from Walmart and stuff like that, please get a Jack Jack toy right now. Yeah, it's a worth. Or McDonald's, anything. Now, I want to mention health warning. There's certain things in this movie that has little things in here. If it's like seizures or something, it's a couple of scenes that has that in here. So I'm putting that as a health warning. If you haven't seen the movie yet, please just be aware of that. Look down or look away, because you will have that problem. It's during one of the scenes in the movie that happens in there. I'm just putting that out. But if you have seen it, you know what I'm talking about. This movie, that's the only part about it. But this movie just it's good. There's a lot of things to say in this movie that I don't want to get into spoilers, because I don't want to ruin the joy for y'all. Because it's everything I want to see in this movie checks the boxes. Now the thing is this better than the first movie? I don't know. I usually say sequels are better than the first one. I think both of them are so equally good. That's the thing I think about this movie. Everything is so equally good about both of these movies. I have to think of that for a while. But I'll say, it's a good movie. This is really good, just like the first one. Both of them are just really up there. This might, if they make a third one, which I would love to see, you might can put this in a discussion of which one's better, Toy Story or Incredibles. Because that's what Toy Story. The first Toy Story was good. The second one was good. The first Incredibles was good. This one was really good. So I want to see how this goes. This movie and the villain in here is, I say it's fine. The villain's fine. I think the spoilers of Incredibles 1. The villain is Syndrome. I like the villain Syndrome. Here is the villain here. I'm not going to spoil it. The villain kind of explains the exhibition, almost like, you know how villains just explain no backstory or flashbacks. It just explained, which I didn't mind that. I thought it was fine, because all villains do that. It's just the villain kind of shows up towards the end. You kind of know it. In the movie, as the movie was progressing, I kind of knew the villain right off the bat. Kind of a little bit. Kind of was shifting here and there. It was like both characters. But I knew who kind of, as the film was going on. But the villain was just kind of, you might say weak, but the villain was okay. Not the best like Syndrome, in my opinion. Just okay. Just fine. For what this keep our heroes going on as the story was going on. It just, things in the humor, great. Humor, just thumbs up. There's so much goodness about this movie. I don't want to get into no spoilers. I know I've repeated no spoilers many times. This is just a blast movie. Just go see it. I like everything about this movie. Like the characters, you get to understand the characters. Like Helen, she's figuring out the things, what's going on, how to hero stuff. There's a lot of things good about this movie where Helen trying to figure out what's going on, how she's saving people. There are certain things that don't go right, and it's kind of behind the plot. And the movie just does well in this movie. This movie does that well of being different from the first film. But what I think this movie does is it continues the story, because you can see that it picks right up in the movie as it was going on. The movie from the first movie, from the ending, it picks up where it left off, and it really does that well. I think the writing does well of picking that up. Of trying to, instead of going bigger and better than like the first movie, just be a good movie. And that's what this movie did. It picks right up and makes a good movie without trying to go big jokes and all that. And the jokes and the action are good. I would say it's probably better than the first movie, but a little bit, probably like a little tad better than the first movie, but it was just well done. Everything was just done well in the movie. Overall, Incredibles 2 is a delight movie. You can take girlfriends, boyfriends, families, uncles, aunts, grandparents, everywhere. Everybody should go see this movie. Incredibles 2, it's a good movie. I couldn't get enough of it. And I really had a smile effect. I could see this movie like 3 or 4 times. This is one of the best movies of 2018. And Incredibles 2, absolutely, in my book, gets an A+. Woo! That was the first A+ film I gave in 2018, and I really am happy about that. Thank you guys for watching my video, and tell me, what is your favorite Pixar film? Tell me, what is your favorite? Tell me, which Incredibles film do you like? Do you like the first one better than the second one, or you like the first one, or any one of them do you like, or if you like them equally? Tell me, what is your favorite Pixar movie or Incredibles? Like I said, mine is Toy Story and Monsters Inc., etc. All of them. Thank you guys for watching my video. If you like this video, click thumbs up, or if you're new to the channel, click subscribe. That's how I can see you next time on Sly the Movie Guy. Peace.